Baby hasn't eaten in 3 days, and I think she's sick.
Your child won't eat or hasn't eaten?
I think she's sick. She won't eat anything at all, and
Let me see your ID, please. Your right hand, please. That trick, young woman, is used in here 50 times a day. Now, if you want your child cared for, you must have your ID.
Please, you've got to help me. I can't take the mark. My baby is dying. Oh, please help me, please.
Look, I don't make the rules, I only obey them. If you want your child cared for, you must have your ID. Otherwise, go.
Alright, Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the man who I learned his truth from, starting with the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, and all the men on down. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barakatham to the hopefully elect. Alright, and just wanted to play that clip to give a little visual of the times that we're fastly approaching. Alright, that hour of temptation, where we're all going to be put in a position to where, we're either going to accept the mark spoken about in Revelation 13, or we're going to reject it, and simply go, off our faith, all right? Because that's what it's going to take for us to endure these trying times, our faith, all right? But, I came across this article here on Zero Hedge. It says, meat packing plants idled, workers sent home as pandemic rages in North America. In the last 5 days, the U.S. reported over 1 million new C19 cases, with total virus-related deaths swelling over 311K. The resurgence of the C virus cases is now affecting meat packing plants. And, that's been going on steady throughout this year, dealing with these meat packing plants and, farmers and things of that nature. All right. Which basically, all in all, it's all going to lead to a shortage of food, which in turn will lead to a famine in the very near future. All right. The UN, if I'm not mistaken, already predicted pretty much how 2021 is going to be a catastrophe concerning the food shortage, the famine that's going to take place for 2021. All right. So, hearing stuff like this concerning these meat packing plants and the meat factories shutting down and things of that nature, it's basically just adding more fuel to the fire. The stage is being set for a worldwide famine, all right, which they're calling, a famine of biblical proportions, all right. It says, according to Bloomberg, Cargill Inc. was forced to idle one of its plants in Canada after an employee tested positive. JBS, the world's top meat producer, told thousands of workers with high risk of exposure to stay home, while Sanderson Farms Inc. is experiencing high absenteeism at its plants. John Nash, head of protein of Cargill in North America, told Bloomberg that the meatpacking industry supply chain meltdowns from earlier this year won't be seen this time around. He said the industry is better prepared to handle the challenges. We know what we are dealing with. Cargill temporarily shuttered operations at its beef processing plant in Ontario due to an abundance of caution, as our local workforce deals with the community-wide impacts of the virus. And I'm going to try to word this more carefully, because I been trying to record this video for this, and and I've noticed that other brothers have been having the same problem with this app. All of a sudden it just stops recording for whatever reason. But in any event, it says April Nelson, a spokeswoman for the company, said Cargill decided to shut down the plant because of community spreading in Gulf of southwestern Ontario City. Since U.S. cases, hospitalizations, and deaths began to accelerate in October, JBS made the call earlier this month to send 5K workers home. John Anderson, CEO of Sanderson Farms, Inc., said workers are testing positive for the virus as cases soar in Texas, Mississippi, Georgia, the Carolinas, and Louisiana. To quote, we're still running at our capacity, but there have been more instances of absentees now than we had all summer or back in the spring, Sanderson said it in earnings call Thursday. It's all becoming more of a challenge for us right now than it has been since this pandemic started. Many of the meatpacking companies, such as Tyson, have developed technology to mitigate the virus's spread. Yeah, and ultimately, man, because what's been coming out lately as well, them pretty much creating this the basically artificial meats and artificial foods, because Esau pretty much is setting it up to where everyone has to go to him. Everyone has to depend on the government. So again, like concerning the a lot of these food chain stores, all of these businesses that have been affected by the the virus, all right, because with the first shutdown, as we know, it's wiped out. It took out a lot of businesses, all right, because one of the goals of these elites is to take out the middle class, all right, because when it goes to the precepts in Revelation 13, it said it causes both. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get into it. I'll go ahead and get right into it. Because again, just Esau's setting the stage up. All right, they're talking about this what do you call it? The stimulus package. All right, basically giving more money out to the people. All right, and that's something you gotta be on the watch for, because again, they're just gonna keep basically well, concerning the stimulus package, I don't know if it's going to be like a one-time thing or if it's going to be like a continual thing. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but it's possible it could be like a one-time thing, just like with the first stimulus check. But nevertheless, being all right, Esau is going to give all these benefits out again to pretty much win the people over. All right. So they can become dependent on the government, because that's what that's what they want at the end of the day. For everyone to be dependent on the government. All right, so they're going to give out all these benefits. All right, and then it'll get to a point where in order to continue to get these benefits, you have to take the mark. All right, and that's how you're going to be able. That's going to be your meal ticket in those days. All right. But let me get this. Revelation 13:16. It says, and he causeth all. So you see, all right, he's going to set it up to where everyone has to get down with this program. All right. And like a lot with these, because a lot of this with these meat markets and factories closing down, all right, a lot of it's orchestrated. All right. A lot of this is controlled. All right. Esau's behind a lot of these meat, these meat factories and things of that nature are closing down, right? Because again, they want to pretty much control the narrative, all right? Because that's what it's about at the end of the day. Time in and time out has been said. They want control, all right? And that includes the food supply, everything. They want to control everything, So again, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. So you see there, because again, part of that agenda is to wipe out the middle class. All right, there's not going to be no in between. You're either going to fall in the percentage of the rich or the poor. All right, but either way, everyone in the society, man, they're going to have this mark. All right, like they said in the clip that I played. She said she can't take the mark. But again, that's why, I said earlier, this is going to be a time of great faith. All right, because in order to eat, in order to conduct business in society, you're going to have to take this mark. All right. And if you don't, well, we don't know how the Lord's going to play it out. But, for those that don't take the mark, man, you won't be able to buy, you won't be able to sell. When you read on, it says, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. And again, what is that mark? It's the RFID microchip. All right. Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. So again, if you don't take this mark, which is going to be an implantable device, all right, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to eat. All right. You won't be a functioning member in society. All right. As a matter of fact, let me get this. Just look up the word phrase device. Because again, this is going to be a time of great testing of your faith. All right, because that's how bad it's going to be, man. And Esau, man, just like they played in the clip, just like that, what I played in the clip, man. All right, a starving baby, didn't eat for a couple of days. All right, they didn't give a damn. All right, because these people, man, they're about to be, they'll be like mindless. What's going on with this thing, man? I swear, if it's not one thing, it's the other. It actually might be in this chapter. Bear with me as I look for this real quick. If not, it might be in chapter 9. Damn, man. Let me just try 9. Second Edges 9. Because I swear, man, when I'm just sitting down, just going through stuff, through the app, going through scriptures through the app, man, I don't have no problem whatsoever. But when I do a video, man, I try to bring these precepts out, man, like this, man, it's stuff doesn't want to work, man. That's nothing but Satan, man. It's really frustrating. But there's a precept in Second Edges. It talks about the damn. Let's try this, man. Bear with me, y'all. Still doesn't want to work. Oh, man. All right. Let me just look for this real quick. If I can't find it, then I'll just, I'll just forget about it. Matter of fact, real quick, because this is why I usually, no, it is, but usually, save them up so I don't have to, I usually mark the precept that I want to bring out, because I know stuff like this is going to happen, but I didn't do it this time. So let me just look for this real quick. If I can't find it, then I'll just forget about it. No, I can't find it. But basically, man, the precept that I'm looking for, I might just do a part 2 to it, because I really want to bring it out. But basically, it just goes into the the devices, and during this time, man, because again, this is going to be something that they're going to try to push on the world, globally, this mark, because again, this is going to be, matter of fact, because I think I have another article saved up. Matter of fact, slack here for being all over the place, but slack here about that. But let me get this since I'm already here. Second Edges 9, and I'll start at verse 9. It says, "Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments." All right, because during this time of Jacob's trouble, that hour of temptation, all right, people that take the mark, all right, they're going to be in all manner of just jacked upness, if that's even a word, jacked upness. All right, the Lord's going to be fucking a lot of people up. When all hell breaks loose out here, and during Jacob's trouble, and people that take the mark, all right, they, like the scripture said here, man, they're gonna be in pitiful case. All right, these people, man, bodies gonna be dropping left and right. You're not gonna have time to mourn any loss. Somebody might get murked right in front of you. You won't have time to mourn them or anything. All right. And ultimately, because anyone that takes the chip, Revelations, I believe it's the 14th chapter, it talks about the judgment for anyone that takes the chip. All right, somehow, if you take the chip and somehow you end up making it past the famine, you survive the famine or the sword or whatever judgments that Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to be just pouring out on the earth. All right, somehow if you make it past that, then ultimately you're gonna receive the ultimate plague. All right, which would be the nuclear missiles. All right, fervent heat. All right, because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a Micah. It talks about how that day is going to be a day as hot as an oven. All right, again, the fervent heat that's going to be coming off those the nuclear warfare that's going to sweep this land of America, purge this land of America. All right, anyone that takes that chip, man, ultimately you're gonna catch one of those missiles. But when you read verse 10, it says, "For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me," because basically, all right, you taking that chip, man, you're selling your soul to Esau. All right, you're pledging your allegiance to Esau, and you're giving ownership of your spirit to Esau, and we don't belong to Esau. All right, we belong to the Heavenly Father Yahweh. All right, so that would be an ultimate form of disrespect. The highest form of blasphemy. The unforgivable sin. For those that take the chip, and it's all going to be for some benefits. You're gonna do all that just to prolong your life a little longer. All right. Basically, no integrity, you know, because, that's pretty much what you're doing, You're selling your integrity, all right, for some benefits, instead of putting your trust in Yahweh Shem Shah, because the scriptures talk about when you read up, verse 7, it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So, pretty much those that are diligent in the truth, all right, studying, praying, fasting, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities, doing all these things, holding on to our faith, all right. Reading on verse 8, it says, shall be preserved from the said perils, all right, the said dangers, all right, that are set to take place on this place. It says, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So you see, those that don't, those that, matter of fact, because when you go to Revelations, those that hold on to their integrity, all right, because again, it's going to take extreme integrity. It's going to take extreme faith during that time, See if this is it. Revelations. It might be Revelations 2. Revelations 3 and 11. Matter of fact, I start at verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my faith, all right, those that have held on to this truth, all right, it says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which again, this is going to be the time where we're all going to be presented and put in a position to where we're either going to accept the mark, which again is our RFID microchip, which you're soon going to start rolling out, all right. This whole thing with the vaccines, all right, that's pretty much paving the way for it. All right. But that's another topic. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So there's no such, there's no such thing as the rapture doctrine. All right. You even got Israelite camps teaching that there's not going to be a Jacob's trouble, that this time is not going to come to pass, that there's not going to be no enduring of the hour of temptation. You got Israelite camps still teaching that. All right, when that's contrary to the scriptures, all right, because this is a time that's going to pretty much cover the whole earth. Everyone is going to, be put in this position. It says, reading that part again, it says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So we're all going to have to endure this thing. All right, there's no escaping it. All right, it says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So you see, again, holding on to your integrity, holding on to your faith, because that's all we're going to have when it's all said and done. All right. Standing boldly and firm in this faith, your faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, because everything we have, man, it might be taken away. And the only thing that you're going to have to carry you in those days is this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This is why it's important now, man, to be building up your faith. If you don't have enough faith, you pray to Yahweh Shem Shai for more faith, and fast and things of that nature. You just want to stay indulged in this thing as long as you can, man, because again, this is going to be our ticket, because ultimately, it comes down to whether if you're of the elect or not. But we don't know, so we do the works as if we are of the elect, all right, which again, just being involved in this truth as much as possible, so just a quick something. I might do a part 2 because I really want to bring this precept out that I'm looking for. So hopefully this was edifying. I'm gonna once again give all credit to Yahweh Shem Shai, And double honors to my teachers, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom.